there can be, sometimes there's bowls of fennel up by the cash register, and instead of grabbing like a mint, you grab some fennel and chuck it in your mouth.
I would do that. It's got kind of a licorice-y thing going on, which is like my
Yeah,
favorite thing. Have I told you this? Have I told you I love black licorice?
Oh no, you have not.
Oh, I didn't tell you the story.
What? Okay, there's a story about you loving black licorice.
Yes.
Okay, tell me.
It's kind of boring, but here's what happened. So, at Christmas one year, my partner gave me some black jelly beans because they're black licorice flavored, and they're my absolute favorite.
Ooh.
Do you not like that? Do you not like black jelly beans?
No, not at all.
Oh shit. Okay. Well, listen, I don't like jelly beans. I only like black jelly beans. And being the good partner that he is, he's like, "Well, I'm just going to get you a bag of black jelly beans." And, this was over Christmas. We were at his place in Virginia. So I'm not even at home. I ate the whole bag of black jelly beans before our flight. And the day of, I'm like, I don't feel good, and I just don't know why. I just don't know why my stomach hurts.
Oh my god.
And my partner's like, I don't know what's going on. And then later I'm like, I ate the whole bag.
Is it is it like every now and then, because I'm a huge fan of gummy bears. Gummy candy of all kinds, and sometimes people will get me like a giant bag of gummy bears, and they're like that they're being sweet, or they think they are, but I'm just gonna sit there and eat nonstop gummy bears.
Yep.
And I'm gonna know my stomach is gonna start hurting.
Oh yeah.
Before I stop eating the gummy bears, meaning I'm gonna keep going.
Yeah. I know.
I'm gonna feel it in my stomach, and I'm gonna keep going. It's a real problem.
It's just a shameful thing, and it's so shameful that I had to lie about it. I feel like I just don't know.
Here's the thing that I always wanted to ask people who eat black jelly beans. When you get those, there must be non-Harry Potter branded ones, right? Like
black jelly beans has been around for a long time.
No, not that. Those things, the Birdie Bots every flavor beans, where it's like it is a random assortment of jelly beans, and some of them are flavored like horrible.
Ew, I hate that concept. Ugh.
You've never had them?
No.
Because I always wondered if somebody who's into black jelly beans, if they just go ahead and eat them by the handful.
Ew, that'd be ew.
Just like if liking black jelly beans means you just like jelly beans and you do not care about the flavor whatsoever.
That would be awful. Imagine you're like enjoying a handful of black jelly beans and you like bite into one flavored like barf or hot dog or something. That would be terrible.
Well, here's my question. How could you tell?
Because they taste good. Because black jelly beans taste good. And the other ones do not taste good. You're saying, though, if you have a handful of assorted, the hot dog flavor that I'm making up is just going to blend.
No, I think you're going to taste it. I'm saying that people who like black jelly beans must have no taste buds. Hey everybody, welcome to Save Your Game. I am your host, Matt Aucamp, and with me is your host, your hostess with the mostest. Hostess with the hostess snack cakes, huh?
Oh shit, I wish.
I wish too.
You got really sad there for a second. You're just like, yeah, me too.
Yeah, now I can't even introduce you because I'm thinking about eating that really gross processed filling in the middle of a Hostess snack cake.
So disgusting.
Oh God, it's so good.
Matt's
this is Pushing Up Roses.
Hey everyone, what's up? Welcome back to our little gaming corner of the internet.
It's so fake buttery and
it's gross.
It's so good and horrible.
I think I don't like it, actually.
And Oh man, that really dry cake.
It's off. No, are you thinking of the cupcakes with the
I'm
swirls
thinking
on
of the
it?
chocolate cupcakes. Yeah,
Yeah, those are fucking terrible.
yeah, they're
I didn't like
so
them as a
good.
kid, and I don't like them now.
Yeah, they suck so bad. They're so good.
Matt!
How are you doing, Roses?
Hey, guess what I did the other day?
Um, let's see. Did you
I mean, you already
tightrope
know.
walk between two skyscrapers in Chicago?
I did, but that wasn't the problem.
Okay.
That went okay, actually. It was very I got a good audience, got a good reception. I was fine. And then afterwards, I dumped a scooter. I got into a scooter crash.
No. Tell me what happened.
I'm not really certain, but so I okay.
You lost about 5 minutes.
I died for a second. No. I well, I really wanted to go to the zoo, but I didn't want to drive there.
Yeah.
So like why not take, and when I say scooter, I mean like an electric scooter. I do not mean a moped or a Vespa.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's just an electric scooter. Like the Divvy scooters, and they're all over the city. You can rent them. They're great for transit.
Uh-huh.
And so like I rented one, and Matt, I was
Had
almost there. I was
had you rented one before? Is
Yeah.
this
Yeah,
okay?
no, this is not new. Like
Okay.
I have ridden scooters before,
Okay.
and I was almost there. I was so close to my destination. And there was this weird incline in the street. It kind of looked like an incline where it just looked like a ramp. It wasn't a speed bump. It actually looked like it would work fine.
Okay.
And I hit that thing so fucking hard. And because I have no survival skills, I tried to protect the scooter instead of myself. So I'm like holding on to the scooter. The scooter's dragging me.
Yeah.
And then it flings me into a curb, like my face. My face hit the curb. And
No.
it's healing really nicely. But like I was upset at that
Dude.
crash. And I hit my hand. My hand's all scraped up. There's a huge bruise on my. I mean, I'm lucky I didn't hit my teeth or something. That would have been terrible.
So now I'm now everybody at home, you can picture Pushing Up Roses riding a motor scooter down the streets of Chicago. The elation on her face because she's almost there.
I'm so close.
She's so close. She's made it. She's thinking about what I don't know where you were going, but I assume
Lincoln Park Zoo.
Okay, you're thinking about the animals. You're probably your face is lighting up. You're like,
there's like a new little lion cub.
The sun starts shining behind you. Your face starts twinkling like an Instagram filter.
The birds are singing.
And then boom, pop.
Just face plant right before the finish line.
All your rings go spilling out everywhere.
You've seen the pic. It's bloody. It's quite the scuff.
Holy cow. Well.
And then I couldn't even go anymore. I couldn't even go see the new lion cub. This is a zoo where they do a lot of conservation, a lot of not survival, what's the word, rescue type stuff. And I was so excited because I love animals and I love little lion cubs. And now I'm all bloody on the side of the road in Chicago. And I just had to go home. I just had to cab home.
You just go. Oh no! So again, you're going there, and it's playing the travel music, and it's like, going to the zoo, and then almost there, thud, whump. You're crying. You're dragging your scooter to wherever the pickup spot is. And then a car comes and picks you up and drives you back. Oh, God.
So you can assume I didn't play any games. Because and prior to that, I stepped barefoot into some glass in my apartment and didn't notice.
But that was for fun.
that was just my normal thing. Yeah. I don't know how I didn't know. So I was throwing, I was doing some wheel throwing. I was making a candlestick at the time, and I'm like, "Oh, my foot hurts, but it's fine. I got to finish
Throwing
this
means
candlestick."
making pottery.
Yeah, throwing on the wheel. It's called
Yes.
throwing, and yeah. Just look up the ghost scene, the wheel, the pottery ghost scene. That's what I was doing. And my foot was hurting, and I'm like, it's fine. I just got
With
to finish
basket
this.
behind you holding both arms.
Yeah. Licking the clay because she's unhinged. And like, so later, and then later I find that I'm actually bloodying up the apartment. Dude, there's blood all over my tarp in the art room. How did I not see that?
But now people come in to your house and you're like, oh, that was an art critic I invited over.
It's a you should see the other guy type of a
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
Boy.
me. That's what happened to me. I stepped in some fucking glass and then dumped a scooter on Lakeshore Drive. Great. Cool.
Wow.
Wonderful. I didn't play any games.
Yeah, I had a rough time too. I got pretty far into Silksong, and then I died, and then I couldn't get back to my spot, and then I lost my rosary beads.
Rosary beads?
The rosary beads that you get. So
so in game, you didn't just lose some
no,
random.
yeah, I lost my rosary beads. So I had it pretty tough too.
Well, now you can't pray. You have to have that. No.
I don't know. I honestly don't know why it's rosary beads. It does seem a little. It does seem like maybe the lore of the game eventually like explains it. But yeah, I don't know exactly why it's rosary beads. And this is in a world after. Okay, here's one of the things. All right, do you want to hear about Hollow Knight Silksong?
Sure.
Okay, so I've been playing Hollow Knight Silksong. It just came out as we're recording. It just came out yesterday. I'm about 5 hours in. It's great. Just the quick overview. It's great. It feels a lot like Hollow Knight, but a little more graceful.
Yeah.
You can look at Hornet, the character you're playing, and if you've played Hollow Knight, you saw Hornet move in the original game because she was a boss. That's how Hornet moves in this game. So the fights are based a little bit less around, you might have thought Hollow Knight himself, I don't think that character had a name, the Hollow Knight was you might have thought battling was based around dexterity in that game, but he almost seems blocky compared to the way you move as Hornet. You're jumping around, you're moving at angles, you're a lot of the bosses are more like sword fighters than bruisers. So it's a lot more delicate, a lot more graceful. There's a lot of environmental traps in this game in a way there wasn't in the first Hollow Knight. Which I think also lends to this idea of you're supposed to be light on your feet the entire time. The skill set that they're looking from you isn't quite the same as it was in Hollow Knight. And it's a lot more musical of a game, too. There's a lot of singing. Nice. There's a lot of bells. There's a lot of chimes. The world that you inhabit is kind of a musical world.
It looks hypnotic. Like I'm just kind of going through the screen caps, and it looks very fluid and magical.
Absolutely, and Hollow Knight was fluid, but again, compared to Silksong, Hollow Knight's a little blocky.
Right.
Silksong's just so fluid, so graceful, so you feel almost less like you're fighting enemies, and more like you're dancing around the screen.
Ooh, that's very artistic. I like that.
It's very good, and that all to say, it's mostly just more Hollow Knight. Which is all we wanted from this game, right? Like,
it's been a while, right? Like it's
Hollow
been
Knight,
several years.
I think it was 2018 when they announced. Yeah, when did original Hollow Knight come out? I think it was 2018 when they announced that Silksong was no longer going to be a DLC, but instead was going to be its own game.
Right.
And then they have been pretty tight-lipped ever since then, and then about 2 weeks ago, they're like, "It's coming out in 2 weeks."
Yeah, it looks like Hollow Knight came out in 2017.
Yes, and then I think they announced there would be a DLC called
Right.
Silksong based around Hornet, and then I think somewhere in 2018 they were like, "Actually, we made too much we made too much DLC. It's going to be a whole game."
I mean, that's a good thing, right?
Yeah,
Like, I would rather personally, I would rather have another game versus
and
DLC, but
absolutely. And Hollow Knight
yeah.
was if you don't know, it's a Metroidvania that set the stage for the current, like all the Metroidvanias that have happened since it, which is where the rosary beads are going to come back into the discussion, because so many. It's it's a Metroidvania that introduced Souls-like mechanics and really precise platforming, and just really interesting, really thoughtful level design and really
Yeah.
interesting settings and characters.
I also
Um,
love Hornet's design a
yeah,
lot more than Hollow Knight. There
I
again,
like Hollow Knight a lot, but yeah,
there's just
I'm
something fluid and very, like, I'm really drawn to that design, I really like it.
I find I find Hollow Knight to be just so iconic,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but Silksong, but Hornet. I
Silksong,
keep wanting to call her Silksong.
makes
Um,
sense.
but Hornet is I think she works in a similar way, right? Like
Yeah.
she's got the flowing red cape. She's got a slightly longer needle and the slightly longer like head tines.
I like her head, I like her little horns.
Right. You get used to her very quickly. No matter how much Hollow Knight you've played, you get used to looking at Hornet very, very quickly. And I think she will become as iconic. And I think this game will be as iconic. So, what I was going to say, Hollow Knight was a perfect game. So, when they announced they're making a sequel, you really don't want them to innovate that much. You really just want more Hollow Knight.
Right.
And this game delivers you that, but tweaks it enough that you feel like a whole new sense of discovery and mystery, like you're beginning. You know how at the beginning of most Metroid games, they know they're giving you the same game. So, and you're
Right.
still Metroid. So they have to come up with some reason at the very beginning as to why she gets stripped naked and loses all of her powers and all her suit upgrades. And
Yeah.
then you're going around collecting all of them again. Like, so ridiculous. Hollow Knight Silksong avoids this by having you be a different character, and that character being enough like Hollow Knight that it feels familiar, but different enough that you still feel like you're discovering an entirely new way of playing. Familiar but different. That's how I would describe so much of this game. Um, and it's funny because Hollow Knight was so influential
Yeah.
and there were so many really impressive Metroidvanias that came out after it, right? Like
Mhm.
um games like Blasphemous, for example, by the people who made The Last Door.
Oh, one of my favorites. Love that game.
Blasphemous and a lot of the post Hollow Knight Metroidvanias have had a very Hollow Knight like feel. And again, Blasphemous being one of them that has this religious, like pseudo Christian cultish feel.
Sure.
And one of the things you collect is rosary beads. And it makes a lot of sense thematically in Blasphemous, right?
Right, yeah, but it does not in Silksong.
Yeah, and in
Huh.
Silksong, I'm collecting rosary beads and I don't really know why. There's an I'm not again, I'm only 5 hours in and there is a religious pilgrimage thing to the game, but you're also a bunch of bugs. Blasphemous is about Christianity, right?
Right,
Like
right, right.
and I guess the difference is in Hollow Knight in Silksong the rosary beads are like a currency, where
Yeah.
in Blasphemous they are the charms that you equip to yourself to give you, extra powers. Anyway, the last thing I'll say about Hollow Knight is it's just so striking, right? That after Hollow Knight came out, like even just looking here at my Steam library, there's games that follow its format in some way or another, like Unbound Worlds Apart, there's Ultros, Tales of Iron, Lone Fungus.
Lone Fungus?
Yeah, it's a precise platforming
Oh, it
Metroidvania
looks
game.
cute. Ah,
Where you're a little mushroom, and it's
you're a
mostly about bouncing around. And the platforming in that game, if you're trying to 100% it, even at some points if you're not, is so difficult.
Yeah, yeah.
And then those two games that came out, what was it last year? Path of the Teal Lotus, and what was the other one that was just like it? Nine Souls. They're
I'm
not
not familiar with that.
They're not actually just alike, but they have enough similarities that they're easy to confuse. And they
Yeah,
came
yeah.
out right next to each other. You're both a little white cat guy going through this unique, like Asiatic,
Oh, I remember Nine
mythological.
Souls.
Yeah.
I looked up, yeah, I recognize the character design.
Yeah. So all these games owe this debt to Hollow Knight. Like there's so many games that are trying to do what Hollow Knight did.
Yeah.
And since it's been so long, you start to feel like you know what Hollow Knight feels like, and these people have nailed it, right?
Yeah.
Because you've played all these games for the past 8 years, and you haven't played Hollow Knight for the past 8 years.
Right.
And then you pick up Silksong, and it feels like a different genre. The art is so polished, the world is so interesting, the combat, the movement is so smooth.
Yeah.
That you're like, oh fuck, yeah, no, these like these guys, Team Cherry are experts at this for a reason. Hollow Knight was that influential for a reason.
Yeah.
Did you play the original Hollow Knight?
I did not.
Are you a Metroidvania person at all?
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, so one of my first loves were side-scrolling games.
Yeah.
I think and platformers. I think I'm pretty good at them. But also, I as I get older and my OCD goes wild, I do have trouble with like anything that's side-scrolling and platformy. I don't know why.
Because of the completionist element of it,
I
or
think so. Yeah,
okay.
I think so.
You're just like, sometimes in games like that you can get a little paralyzed, like you move forward and you're like, well, wait, what secrets did I miss? And then you just go right backwards and you start exploring every inch of the map.
Yeah.
And
it's a problem I've had in video games for a while. Like if there's a grinding aspect, I'll just do it over and over. Even if I don't have to, I'll do it. Even in like a game like Chrono Trigger where you don't have to grind, I'm just gonna do it. Or in Stardew where I'm like making the perfect things and like it's a problem.
I would suggest though, if you like Metroidvania, I mean Hollow Knight is probably the best one ever made. I would put it above Super Metroid.
Big words.
I would. Yeah, I would say Hollow Knight is maybe the best. I'd put it above Animal Well even. I think Hollow Knight is the best Metroidvania ever made. And Hollow Knight Silksong is on track to potentially become the second best.
Nice.
Or
play it.
You know, right up alongside the original. So that's Hollow Knight Silksong. You guys are listening to a video game podcast in the beginning of September 2025. You knew. Even though we are an adventure game podcast, you can't listen to a single video game podcast without them talking about Silksong. It's just...
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
We weren't going to be the exception, folks. Sorry.
I mean, I also think that like adventure gamers are still gamers. You know what I mean? If you like adventure games, which is more of a niche thing anyway, you probably like a ton of other games like I do, you know?
Absolutely. But if you're also a big video game fan and you hate platforming games or Metroidvanias or if you like both of those things and don't like Hollow Knight, there's something wrong with you. There's something deeply, deeply wrong with you. But if you don't like side-scrolling games, or if you don't like Metroidvanias, fine. That's fine. That's just preference. But if you are that, and it is the beginning of September 2025, you must be so frustrated that you can't turn on a single one of your favorite video game podcasts and get away from this fucking game. But hey, it's great. The only reason is because it's very good, actually.
Yeah, of course. I mean, like, nobody would be talking about it if
Yeah.
it was just another, flash in the pan. But I mean, we're gonna be talking about a very traditional point and click game, so y'all can deal.
Yeah, you can hang on for just a few minutes. Well,
Yeah.
or 20 minutes. I think I rambled for 20 minutes about this.
Oh, I also had to tell people about my scooter incident, so
It's going to be a fucked up year trying to pick a game of the year.
I already know mine.
Blueprints was this year, and Citizen Sleeper 2 was this year. Now Hollow Knight, Silksong. Jesus Christ.
Mine's gonna be the Drifter. I'm just putting it out
Oh,
there now.
and the Drifter. It's
Yeah.
just...
I was just
tough.
so enamored.
Old
while playing that.
Skies.
Oh yeah, Old Skies, of course.
Also, and I don't want to talk too much about this because I want us to talk more in depth about it, but I am very far into Rosewater.
That's awesome.
And it took me a minute for it to took a minute to really get its hooks in me, but it really got its hooks in me. And I'll say every part of the game's good, but the middle section of this game is so fucking fantastic.
Oh, good. I'm so glad. That's what you want. That's what you want from a narrative heavy kind of point and click,
Yeah. Yes. And it does have that moment after that middle section that we were talking about before. I think maybe 2 episodes ago, where it's like you get to a new area and things open up and suddenly you have a whole map to explore, and it can feel a little overwhelming, and it can kind of make you shut the game back off.
Yeah.
I'd be like, okay, I don't know if I'm ready for this. It has a little bit of that after the middle section, but that middle section was so unbelievably good that there's no way I'm not making it through that game.
Yeah.
So anyway, Hollow Knight Silksong, it's really great. Rosewater, we'll talk about in an upcoming episode. Roses.
Yes.
Neither of those are exactly why we're here, are they?
They are not. No.
You lured me into a room, trapped me in a box.
Whoa, wait, what?
Dropped an old Windows 98 computer, IBM computer in front of me. The only thing on it was Callahan's Crosstime Saloon, and you were like, you are not leaving this room till you finish it.
I didn't even put MS Paint on it, guys. I deleted that shit. So Matt wouldn't get distracted.
Jezzball was gone.
Jezzball was gone. Those screens, that pipe dream screensaver. No, nothing. Just Callahan's Crosstime Saloon.
But we'll see if I manage to escape the room before I finish the game. After some Silky Songarino.
Aw, Silky Song. Hey everyone, welcome back to Save Your Game. I am one of your hosts, Pushing Up Roses, and with me, as always, Matt Aacamp. Hi, Matt. Welcome back.
Hey.
Hello.
Hey.
Are you excited?
I am excited. I'm excited to talk about this game. This game was better than I expected it to be.
I knew it would be.
In a lot of ways.
I knew it would be.
All right. So you locked me in that room.
Yes.
I spent the first 6 hours playing the game.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got had to go to the bathroom.
Oh no.
I had to go to the bathroom. So then I spent the next 2 hours trying to escape the room, and I eventually did. So I didn't finish. Just full disclaimer, everybody. I am basically on right before the last chapter of this game.
Yeah. And to be quite frank with you, Matt, that last chapter is more of like, let's tie up these loose ends. Like
Right.
You played the best parts of this game to where you could talk about it, hands down.
Right, because that's what I was thinking, because this game is a series of short stories.
Yes.
More than it is a single cohesive narrative. There's things that tie them together, but
Yeah.
mostly just jokes.
Just a lot of
um,
puns.
that they don't as far as I could tell, maybe you have a different perspective on this, but as far as I could tell, each little section didn't tie together not only narratively, but didn't tie together even thematically. They seem to be
No.
entirely different themes, genres, and stories.
That's correct. And this game is based on the series of books by Spider Robinson, the Callahan's Crosstime books. And that makes sense when you know the books because they
Mhm.
are based on those characters and the plights of those characters. Really the only thing that's tying them together is the saloon, is the Cheers like bar where a bunch of like motley people meet. Um, we should
Yeah,
say this is uh, sci-fi adjacent. So in this bar in Callahan's Crosstime Saloon, you're playing a human. We are playing a human.
we are playing a person.
Yeah, we're playing a human named Jake Stonebender. But the patrons of the bar they range anywhere from vampires to aliens to uh, talking dogs.
Yeah, and it's a little hard to tell. You get some background as to how Jake Stonebender got to this. And I want in a minute I want you to explain, number one, how you originally discovered this game and what this
Mhm.
game sort of means to you. And number two, I want you to give people the like overarching premise.
Sure.
But what I was trying to say is there seems to be something either metaphorical or supernatural about even being in this bar.
Right. Yes. I
So
agree with that.
you ostensibly seem to be on Earth in a real place and a real human being. But I don't think it would be out of line to question that on some level
Yeah, I agree.
and say, like, well, you know, could be, or it could be something a little more supernatural.
Yeah, I think that's extremely fair to gauge. And I think they kind of touch on that. But yeah, I actually would you like me to go over my brief little history with it?
Yes, please.
Found this game on Home of the Underdogs.
You
As you
don't
do.
say.
I found a download for it and when I was a teenager and I played it without the sound. It didn't have the voice acting on this particular download. So,
Whoa,
yeah,
interesting. Because the voice acting is such a big part of this game.
it is a big part of it. So, I grew up with not having that. So, I had my own
Yeah.
little, thoughts on who sounded like what. Um, and yeah, I found it after my dad passed away and I was sad just all the time and
Yeah.
struggling. And I just really remember sitting down with this game and just loving it and finding like really genuine comfort and humor in this game. This is one of the funniest games I have ever played. It is so,
Yeah. This game
so
is
funny.
legitimately funny, like laugh out loud funny. You
Yes.
will laugh. You will laugh not nonstop, but anytime you want to laugh, just look around the room at different stuff.
Yeah.
Like if
Everything
you
has
want
a
to laugh, just
description.
do something. After every third thing you do will get a genuine, actual, out loud laugh from you.
Yeah. I have a let's play on it and there is a part where I am just dying laughing cuz and it's the part where I said, "Hey, have you done this thing yet? You need to do this thing." It's very funny.
I didn't get around to doing it because I didn't. Because you told me that right after I
Yeah.
passed that. Yeah, section.
Yeah, it's very very funny and very cozy. And like Matt said, there's not really it's cohesive and it's not, right?
Mhm.
So you're playing Jake Stonebender, you're kind of this folk musician, hipster guy with a beard. He's kind of
Yeah,
dry, a little cynical. And you meet up with these
he's very
patrons.
he's very 70s, even though I
He
think this
is.
game's supposed to take place in the 90s.
I think it is, but I want to say that the books themselves might be a little bit
70s.
older.
Oh,
Yeah.
maybe, yeah, maybe this does take place a little. I don't know. Yeah, maybe I don't.
Yeah, I think that's just Jake's aesthetic though. He's kind of kind of a little bit of a
Yeah.
folk song hippie type person. Um and he is a regular at this bar called Callahan's Crosstime Saloon, which is a very almost magical bar where
Hmm.
patrons of all species meet up. And when people meet up at this bar, it's like they kind of forget their problems for a little while, and they're just kind of in this space with good friends and good, it's very Cheers, you know what I mean? It's got a Cheers vibe
Yes.
to it where you know all the regulars and all the regulars know each other. um
But like you said, the regulars here are some people,
some people, yeah, yeah.
but a vampire,
Yes.
a talking dog, a
Aliens.
aliens, a robot from the future, I think is the one guy. Is he from the future? He's a robot though, right?
I don't could you
He's
I'm not could
he's a
you
he's a very tall guy. I don't remember his name.
Oh, I know, I'm pretty sure that is an alien.
Oh, he's just an alien.
I think he might have maybe some mechanics in him, but I'm pretty sure he's an alien. I'm pretty sure.
Um,
I'm not like 100%, but I'm like 90%.
right. But yeah, a lot of the people in this bar aren't, people.
Right. There's like a witch with her like little
Hmm.
pet imps. It's really cute, honestly, and it's way more cozy than you can even imagine.
I tried to take one, it wouldn't let me.
You tried to
So that's the thing about this game is the verb system is it's a single click, but when you click on something, like as you mouse over the screen, I'll get a little bit more into the mechanics later, but as you mouse over
Yeah.
the screen, you sort of see everything is named. Anytime anything you mouse over, it'll tell you down at the bottom what it is, and if you click on it, you get a series of verbs specific to that
Right.
item,
Yes.
and almost all of them are jokes.
Yes.
Almost all of them. Very few of them aren't jokes, and they're all worth trying out because they're always
They're always so funny.
they're almost always funny.
Yes, agreed.
Anytime you come to a door that is like, it's a video game, right? So oh, this door's going to be locked, and my main goal for the next 5 to 20 minutes, depending on how good I am at puzzles, is going to
Mhm.
be trying to get this door open.
Right.
You click on if you click on that door, it'll be a giant list of verbs, and there's writing for each one of the options, but it'll be like jiggle, talk to, knock on, push, knock over, phase through,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
take off hinges. It'll just be a list of
You're
ridiculous verbs.
specifically referencing the door at Piotr's door.
It's the
Jimmy the door.
Jimmy. Well, the exact same thing happens when you're rescuing the talking dog and you get to the main door of the complex he's being held. So
Yeah.
it does come up a couple times. And when you find that dog and you are locked in a room too, like anytime you come up against a door that is obviously going to be locked,
Yeah.
because it would ruin the ruin the game if it didn't, if it wasn't, they do this joke and every time it's funny.
Every time, yeah, yeah.
Okay, so all right, so continue with the premise of this game. So there's
Right.
this bar, people meet in it, and how does this story start?
So it's really interesting. You get to this cozy bar, and it is very, very cozy. Like I
Mhm.
said, it's a despite there being a lot of weird looking patrons there, this is a bar that you would want to like cozy up to and get a pint or something. So
Very
everybody in
cozy.
this bar knows each other very well. Like
Yes.
everyone is friends and are friends, and
And
it
that really adds
starts
to that coziness for sure.
Yeah, it really does. It's nice, right?
Mhm.
Even like the NPC, the little side characters that you don't have a story with, it has a little bit of a story regardless. Like they have a
Yeah.
little bit of a description, and these are all characters from the books too, and they're fairly accurate. So I think that was interesting. But
Generally, the only characters you can have an actual dialogue with and that are voiced are characters that are important to a puzzle or the story.
yeah,
But there's a ton of other characters in the game, and most of them you can look at, and there'll be like a text. There'll be either interactions that are entirely in text, or observations that are entirely
mhm,
in text, but it gives you so much about each of them.
yeah.
There's so much writing in this game. Like it's unbelievable how much writing went into this game.
Yeah, it's really good, and uh it does seem like this bar is certainly a place where if you've had a struggle, in your past, or even if you're struggling presently, this is where you
Mhm.
want to go
Mhm.
to be around other people.
Yeah.
And the way it kind of starts you out is one of the patrons is like not there. He's always there, but he's not there today, and his name is Piotr, and he is a vampire. And basically, you are given the task. We, as Jake Stonebender, are given the task of going to Piotr's, going to his house, be like, "Hey, what's up? Where are you?" And this, of course, like leads to a crazy journey, right? Because it always
Huh.
does. Um, and so I should say this is kind of how the game is set up, though. So that is your first goal. And when you figure that out, when you figure out where Piotr is, and you do this little adventure, you always end up back at the bar to reconvene, and then somebody else has a problem, and then you go on another adventure.
So, yes. All right. I did Piotr second. Is it not always the first quest to do this chocolate?
Oh, no, it's not. It's not. It's not. Actually, I was going to say that. You have one of
Oh.
two choices for that, and because I've always played it a certain way,
Oh.
I've always done Piotr first. But you don't have to. You can do the chocolate
Interesting.
first. Yeah, you can do the chocolate first.
And
I
then you
believe I
come.
always do Piotr first.
Okay, so all right, there are. Let me count real quick. There are 5 quests. There are 5 short stories. Well, and then the ending one.
Right.
And so I guess it's. I know the last 3 you can do in any order, because I did have to
Yeah.
resort to a walkthrough just a little bit, and the
That's fair.
walkthrough had them in a way different order than I did them. So the last 3 you can do in any order. The first 2 you can also do in any order, but they're grouped like that.
Yeah.
Is that what I'm understanding?
The last 3?
Like the first 2, like okay, you can do to start. You can either save the chocolate or find Piotr.
Yeah, yeah, and you have to do both of them. You
Uh huh.
have to, but you can decide to do. I always do Piotr first. It sounds like you did the chocolate first.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
until you do both of those, you can't deactivate Squish's satellite, rescue Ralph, or find Alfie's cure. Is that
right.
it? So you have
Correct.
to do the first 2 first,
You do
and
have to do
then
those first.
the other 3 you can do in any order.
That's
Oh,
correct. Yes, correct.
so interesting. Okay.
Yeah, you do have to start with, and honestly, those are good starters. I think.
This is
I
interesting. This also actually gives me that. So you, most of these quests, you come back to the bar without any of the inventory from, except for you do come back with inventory from the chocolate quest.
Yes, yes, you come back with
And
the chocolate. Yeah.
you come back with the chocolate, and you come back with I think 2 other things, and you can use those. You use those inventory in the other quests,
Yes. Yes.
but you don't use. I was wondering why you don't use any of that inventory in the Piotr quest, and it's because you didn't necessarily do that one
Correct.
yet.
There you go. Yeah. This
That's
probably answers some questions for you then,
that
knowing that I did
does
this
answer some
first.
questions. Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought you had to do the. Well, okay. Do you, what the other thing? and I think we can keep talking about the Piotr quest, but the other thing that I wanted to set up is the framing device for this whole game.
Yes, yes.
Before you even meet Jake Stonebender, you're just a bunch of abstract shapes in outer space, or
Right,
you're just watching a bunch
right.
of abstract shapes in outer space, and you find that basically your universe has been canceled.
Yeah, it's gonna be shut down.
They're going to shut it
It's
down.
at risk of being shut down for being problematic, essentially.
And so one of these concepts, Parabolus, has to discover a way to prove that our universe is worth existing.
Right. So at this bar, you're gonna find this kind of bearded guy who no one's ever seen before, and he's kind of like, observing. He's kind of just quietly observing everything that's going
Yeah.
on, and he's there the entire time you do all these quests. And these are quests in which you help the patrons, so you are showing essentially the humanity, of the earth, and that you are good people.
And he was the first guy I talked to, and he's the only one with bad voice acting, and I think that's on
Yeah,
purpose.
I think it is on purpose.
So
Yeah,
that because he's supposed to be like personalityless, everyone else has
yeah.
amazing voice acting. So I wrote down in my notes bad voice acting and then crossed it out because
Yeah,
it's like, no, this actually his voice acting is really great. It's just that
it is.
one guy. And then when I figured out what he was there for, I was like, oh, I also think that's maybe intentional.
Yeah, yeah. Do you wanna
Okay.
briefly kinda talk about the nature of these quests that you do?
Yeah. So do you want to keep telling? Do you want to finish sort of like? I don't think we should reveal the ending of these quests, but maybe we should touch on each of them in turn. And do you want to start
Yeah.
with a little more about Piotr?
Yeah, because that honestly, I refuse to start with the chocolate one because this
Okay.
is one of those cozy games that this is how the story goes to me
Yeah.
in my
Yeah.
head.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I always start with trying to find Piotr, who is a vampire, and he is missing. And so we go to his house, and there's a moving van out there, and we're like, "Oh no, what the heck is going on?" And this is so funny. We like squish ourselves into a crate and travel to what is essentially Romania. Do they
Yeah.
call Yeah, yeah. We
They call it
travel there.
Romania. Yeah.
Yeah. To find out where the heck Piotr has gone to, only to find that he is lovesick and was yeah, was essentially following this woman that he had another vampire who he had fallen in love with. But something is wrong with this lady vampire. She seems to be under someone's spell. And that's our little adventure quest is we have to help Piotr figure out why the object of his affection is acting bizarre.
Yeah.
And it is like my favorite quest, and maybe that's why I always start with it. I love the
Yeah.
gothiness. Obviously, I love the gothiness of it all. It's very funny. There's a Starbucks parody called Star Bucharests. Um, I love going in there.
There's also a puzzle in which you need to put on a pair of wax lips,
There is. It's very
but
funny.
you can put on the pair of wax lips. You can buy the pair of wax lips pretty early on in this quest, and you can put on the pair of wax lips immediately. And
Yes.
then you're just going, and it changes your portrait in the game. Because, okay, this game is first person, um, and your portrait is in the lower left hand corner,
Yeah.
right below your inventory and the like status bar that'll tell you what the name of whatever it is you're looking at. You
Yeah.
know, it'll be like window, floor, uh, vampire lady.
Yeah.
um,
And honestly, this traditionally has not been my favorite
yeah,
perspective for adventure games, but I love it here.
right.
I really like it.
Well,
It's not open world. It's almost like it's so book like, right? It's like
yeah.
so story like. You get a panorama view of the setting that you can side scroll
So
to look around.
that is the thing that I find difficult about this game. It
Oh, okay.
is hard to you kind of hold your cursor on either hold your cursor to the right or to the left and an arrow pops up and your character slowly turns around.
Right, yeah.
Um, and there's parts of the game where it depends on you. There's a part where you're in a space station and you have to constantly flip around 180 degrees over and over and
Yes.
over.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And
Yeah.
the only way to move forward is to first turn around 180 degrees and look behind you.
Yeah.
So it is so slow and so frustrating and so awkward. And sometimes navigating is tough in and of itself. It is hard to know. Sometimes it can be hard to know if you're at a dead end or if
Sure.
there's another place for you to go until
Yeah.
your cursor goes over the exact right spot and you see it turn into an arrow. So in some ways, this game can be very frustrating in its UI, but I do think first person really works for this game.
I do too. I would say I love it artistically
Mhm.
and like narratively, but maybe mechanically it could have used a little bit more polishing.
And I do think if I don't think this would be solved by a fully sort of open world perspective. Like if you could
Right.
just turn around at any location and walk anywhere, like a lot of times the perspective at which you're looking at things is part of what makes the puzzle either hard or solvable.
Right.
And so if you could miss that by walking around freely, I think it would hurt this game. So I don't know
Yeah.
how you would update it for a modern experience, but that's how and it is a lot smoother than say the Journeyman Project, but I only played the first Journeyman Project. This was a lot less clunky than that.
Right.
So
Yes. Yes. I
if you've
could see
played those
that.
games, you kind of know what this is like, and also it's better.
Yeah, I and in part the aesthetic is truly part of the game. It really
Mhm.
does give it that storytelling book-like feel to me, which I
Yeah.
think makes sense since it is based on the books. Um, it's so adventure-y in the most, like, definitive way
Yeah.
I can say it. Not just in genre, but, like, you're just going on
You're
these
going on a
little
bunch of
mini quests.
adventures.
Yeah, you're going on adventures, you're
I
helping your friends, you know?
I think and you're just a normal guy becoming, I guess, kinda like a hero. And so, okay, so that one, Piotr is sort of like horror monster movie, you're in an Eastern European town. You're at a castle for a while, you meet an old gypsy woman and talk about curses. Uh
She's so funny. I
she's really good.
she's, like, very old and wise, and she's wearing these smiley face earrings that crack me up.
um and you meet vampires and stuff, like it's and there's some monster movie knowledge that you need to have to solve one of the
Yep,
puzzles.
yep.
It's very it's very horror like. And then this chocolate puzzle,
Oh my god, it's one of my favorites. So
you
funny.
you help, Officer Josie, who
Mhm.
is a time traveling cop.
Yep, she's a time cop. Yep.
You help her to on a mission to stop a corporation, a pencil corporation, from destroying a part of the rainforest where a very specific cocoa bean grows, and that stopping them from destroying this grove of trees and thus saving this special chocolate
Yeah.
forever.
And this is a
And
thing
this
that
is
has already happened, that you're going back in time to
yes,
right? Yeah, you're going back in
yes.
time right before it happens to to try to convince the corporation to save these chocolate trees.
And this is very adventure-y. There is
Very.
you start out on a city street, and then you're trying to bluff your way through some corporate shenanigans,
Which
and
just
then
cracks me up. Did you pester the guy that was waiting for an interview?
a little bit. I
Oh,
didn't
I
realize.
pestered him until he left.
Oh, he did leave. He only left when I got an interview before he
Oh,
did.
okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I didn't
I
know you could
pestered
pester him
him.
until he left. That's
I pe
very funny.
I don't know if he did, but I pestered the shit out of that guy. I just thought it was so funny. It's
So
so
then
funny.
you end up on like a like a twin prop airplane,
Mhm.
and overthrowing the airplane, and then
Yep.
you end up in the jungle, and you end up in a temple, and like it's just an adventure story. Like so you go from this
Yeah.
like horror story, this horror monster movie story to this adventure story,
It's
and
very
then
Indiana Jones, I would say. It's got a bit of a
absolutely.
setting vibe. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so which the next one you want to tell them about?
What is the next one I usually do? Probably the alien ship
Okay.
one, which I don't it's not my favorite. I don't
It
know
was
how you
my least favorite.
Okay, that's totally fair. It could be that maybe I'm not the biggest on alien stories, or it could be that I just wasn't as into the puzzles or the story. I guess also up until this point, these quests have been pretty character heavy.
Yeah.
You're at least it seems like you're always when you go
That's a
on these
good point,
journeys,
yeah.
yeah, you're with another character. I think you're with one of the aliens for this one.
No, you're with a former bomb squad.
Right, that guy,
Uh,
Noah. You're with
yes,
Noah.
Noah.
Yeah,
It's like a grizzled old former bomb squad guy with a
yeah.
cowboy hat.
But like on the ship itself, it's just not it's really just not the same vibe as the other settings. The other settings were
Yes.
so lush and pretty, and now we just get you go from that to, by the way, making your own chocolate, which I think is one of the coolest puzzles. I had such a good time making
Yeah,
chocolate. You go from that to being on this more sterile spaceship where there's no humans on this spaceship. There's a robot.
do you wanna say what the premise of this one is?
So this one, if I remember, this is the one I remember the least of because I think I don't like it that much. But as far as I recall, you are saving one of the friends like motherships, right? You're like
Uh,
saving a ship. Is that?
no, you're saving the Earth. Okay, so,
I'm saving the Earth.
I'll tell them this one, and you can tell them the next one. So
Okay.
this extraterrestrial race has, and you end up fighting their mothership. This extraterrestrial race
Right.
has
Right.
set up a satellite around Earth because knowing that you have created uh, nuclear technology and the ability to travel in space, but thinking that you are not mature enough for it, they've been firing that your violent tendencies are going to cause you to destroy yourself with
Okay.
these technologies. So they have been firing a testosterone suppressant onto the earth for several years.
Right. Yes.
And
Yes. Of course.
you and this alien both determine that despite all the terrible things that testosterone does to our planet, that the fact that nobody knows that this is happening is removing their free will. And so you are going to go up to the satellite and destroy it
Right.
and allowing people to have testosterone again. It's funny, at one point, your companion does get hit with a full blast of testosterone and he
Yeah.
just
He hulks
hulks
out.
out and bursts through his clothes with muscles. It's very funny.
It does not
But
last, sadly enough for him. It does not. This is
it's
not a
true.
lasting effect.
But or this mission is all almost all aboard this aboard the shuttle and then aboard the satellite itself,
Yeah, yeah.
and so almost everything is alien, and so you're just trying to figure out a bunch of buttons and machines that you have very little context for. There's even a puzzle in this one where there's a machine that's just called a like what's it or something like
Yeah, yep, in the
it's called a
yeah, yeah.
something or other,
A
all
few
one
of them are
word.
named that, like, what's
Yes,
it's yeah, yeah, yeah.
and they're all jokes, except
Yeah.
for one, which for some reason you have to put your gloves in and it'll duplicate them. And there's just no hint as to why that would occur.
It's a frustrating one for sure. I
Yes.
That's why I, like, kind of I didn't even remember the premise until you told me just now, and I'm like, "Oh, yeah,
Yes.
the testosterone and Noah."
Some of
Yeah.
these solutions are absolutely crazy. There's one in the monster one where you have to fix a jukebox, and
Yep.
you have to just intuit that if you put it on the dumbwaiter will raise it above the bar
Yes.
and allow it to be struck by lightning like Frankenstein, and it'll come
Yeah.
down. There's no hint, there's no clue for that. It's
I feel
just
like I got that puzzle, and I don't know how I got it. Maybe there was something?
yeah,
Maybe?
maybe. I don't know. As far as I could tell, there was absolutely nothing for duplicating the gloves. Like
Yeah,
it's just you're interacting with things that you feel like are part of the background. And there's so much to interact with that is useless
right.
and just there as set dressing or a joke that you wouldn't really have any reason to think this thing in the background was useful.
Yeah,
Um so even the time honored tradition in a point and click of using every inventory item on everything, it would take you hours and hours and hours and hours.
yeah,
So not feasible. But
right,
anyway, so that's that one. That quest is a sci-fi quest. So again, now we've
right.
gone from adventure or horror to adventure to sci-fi. And again, you're just getting this tour of genres. What's the next one you generally play?
So, yeah, I really like this mission. This mission's really interesting. One of our friends comes in with a thing on his head, a little machine on his head. His name is Alfie with like
Yeah.
a hyphen, and he took a he took a drug from the future. I know, it's wild. He took a drug from the future called Viatricine, and this drug makes you understand what people are saying about you. You could read people's minds essentially. And that's a problem. Imagine you can't live that way. In
Yeah.
fact, he is in such distress at hearing everyone all the time that we basically sedate him. We
He
slip him
wants
a
you to kill
Mickey.
him. He wants you to
Yeah.
kill him. If you that you have morphine, and if you hand him the morphine first before, like, watering it down
Yeah.
by putting it in a drink, he's just like he's about to chug it all, and you're like, I don't know how to save you without killing you. And he's like, that's fine.
Oh my god, yeah. I mean, yeah, it's that intense, right? Imagine knowing everyone's thoughts,
Yeah.
all the time. And so we travel into the future, which is very downtrodden. This
Right.
look the future looks a little bleak in this particular world.
Yeah. So
And yeah, our
again, if you're
premise,
tracking the genres, this is a very
yes, dystopian
um
is a good word.
dystopian fiction is what I would think. That's the genre that you're experiencing here.
Yeah, I really like it. It's an interesting take on dystopian future, and it's wild. Like in this future, everybody is on Viatricine. Everybody.
Right.
And some people kind of lose their mind and go downhill. Other people just kind of ignore it because they're used to it. Some people use it for their advantage. Like there's a secretary you meet that clearly takes what people say about her to heart, and she uses that to be a bubbly, attractive secretary. There's so many good things about this chapter. There's so many funny things about this chapter. You have to join like a criminals like club. I don't know how to describe it.
Yes,
It's not a
it's
criminals club, but it's like you
they call it the organization.
the organization. Yeah.
Yeah, and you have to prove yourself worthy, and then they let you join the organization. Yeah.
And like you have to like harass somebody, but also you have to like have permission to harass somebody.
They
I
gotta get
really
a
like this chapter.
tattoo. Yeah, yeah, it's
Yeah,
interesting.
you get a tattoo. It's super I think that's very fun. And this story gets a little deeper. This story is probably one of the more serious
Yeah.
stories, which is important because you can't keep getting pounded with humor and brightness. You have to have a little bit of dark so you can even see the light, right?
Right.
So this kind of gets a little personal for Jake because he needs to find the antidote. There isn't one as far as people know, but in this quest, you end up finding the doctor who created Voyatricine, and you agree kind of to do a very serious experiment in order to get this antidote. And
You
it's
get
it's sad.
some background about why Jake ended up in Callahan's Crosstime Saloon, and
Yeah.
it is really sad, and it is really affecting. And I think what was interesting about it to me was that it in this incredibly silly game, it hits.
It hits. Yeah, it's really sad.
Yeah,
It's really, really sad and very serious, and it's good. I really like this chapter
yeah.
a whole lot, and
That said, I'll talk about the next quest, which is saving a talking dog. No, did you have more to say about
we
that
need a
quest?
little bit of a break of seriousness because now we got to go back and save a talking dog. Like,
Yeah, did you have more to say about the Alfie quest?
oh,
That's
about
the
the
character's
voyage
name.
scene. I just really enjoyed. There's just a lot
Yeah.
that I really enjoyed about this, and I don't want to say too much because I actually want people to play some of
And
this game.
it's well, and we'll talk about that before. Okay, we have one more quest, and then we'll talk about the actual logistics of trying to play this game
Yeah,
in 2025. But the final quest, not the final quest. There is a final quest. We're not going to talk about it. It
yeah,
is the quest that ties everything together.
yeah. This is the last like friendship quest where a friend is in
Yes.
trouble and we've got to help him out.
And the thing that's in trouble is you have a friend. He is he can't speak. I don't know what the term is for that. And when I was growing up, it was mute. I don't think I don't think that's what we use
I'm not
now.
sure, but yeah, no, he is unable to speak,
But he's
and
unable to speak, and he writes stuff down.
yeah.
Uh, so all the dialogue, and it's not really played for laughs, except for at some points where he'll write something, and you'll be like, he'll write like the brand name of something, and it's like 5 words long, and he's like, "You could have just said chips or whatever." Like I didn't need to know. Like that's this extent of jokes.
Yeah, no,
It's
they're not joking about the character. The characters are
and
endearing. You're supposed to connect with them.
for a game in the mid '90s, early '90s even, I was impressed that they didn't use him as a punchline. Use
I know,
his
yeah.
inability to speak, his disability as a punchline. I thought that was really cool. Anyway,
Yeah.
he arrives, and his best friend, a talking dog, has been kidnapped. And
Dog
so
napped.
dog napped. So this is the last, again, tracking genres. This is sort of like a spy thriller genre
Yes,
of story.
yes, very much.
You drive up to this facility. You're basically breaking into a secret government facility trying to liberate this dog. And this story isn't that much more complicated than that. It is just you using a series of tools and your smarts to locate this dog who's being interrogated by some government men, and then break him out, and then break out his friend,
Yeah,
who, or somebody he ends up knowing, but he doesn't know he knows. He knows there's another dog trapped here.
right.
And that's it. That's that whole mission. It is
Yep,
that
that's the whole
simple.
mission. Yep.
Just like a spy thriller, it is as simple as, I gotta break into this. I gotta do one
Yes.
last job. You gotta break into here, and you gotta save the guy, and then you
Yes.
you run into some trouble, and then you escape. Like, it's really, that one was one of my favorites. I think
Oh, I'm
because of
glad.
how straightforward it was, and
Yeah.
also how great that talking dog is.
Love the talking dog, who is a German Shepherd. Love him. I like
So,
the
yeah,
character you're with. Yeah, no, it's great fun. Really the only I want to call it level quest that was lower was the alien
agreed.
level. And it's it's the same thing as Sanitarium, right? Sanitarium has way more chapters to it, but you're not going to like all of them. You're going to really love some of them, but you're going to really dislike some of them too.
There's moments in this game that I didn't love, but the
Sure.
only chapter that I was legitimately frustrated by was the
The spaceship, yeah.
spaceship. And there's other stuff in this game. There's a lot of inventory puzzles. There's a lot of dialogue puzzles.
Oh yeah.
And
Super dialogue heavy.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
And There's a lot of word puzzles, which is really interesting. The game starts off on a word puzzle, and it's sort of setting you up for the fact that this can be part of this game. Um, I don't know how to describe this besides you are using they give you a series of words, and you're looking for synonyms of those words
Hmm.
that when the sounds of those synonyms are put together, they make one concept, like a
Yeah, they
name
make up an
or an
answer.
object, or
Yeah.
they make up an answer to the
I
riddle.
love those. Oh my god, I love those puzzles. There's only
They are
2 instances of those, but I like them a lot.
they do require very specific knowledge of specific culture in
Yes.
specific time periods though. So
Yes, it
like
does.
and I don't want to give it away because finding out what the theme is difficult, but you have to know I don't even know how to. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna say them both, and if you want these spoilers, you can listen. Because you come across a puzzle like this twice, and again, it's very specific, and I'm just gonna tell you the theme,
Yeah.
because it can be very, very frustrating if you don't know the
Yes.
theme.
Yeah, that's
Um,
true.
and I caught the theme from the walkthroughs without catching the answers.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'll just say it. The first one is classic rock bands.
Which is, like, my I was so stoked because that's just up my street, like, so hard. Love it.
The the second one is classic, not horror movie, just monster movie actors
Actors.
and
Yes. Very
actresses.
tough. Yes. Very
Um,
tough.
that one was so hard.
Yeah.
I had to look at the walkthrough for some of those answers.
Yeah.
I the last two I had to look at a walkthrough for. The rest I had to open up a Google search page for classic monster movie after I got the first one, which
Mhm.
was not hard.
Right.
Um,
Yes.
I had to look up a wiki page, or not a wiki page, a Google page for, in case somebody fast forwarded for that specific thing,
Yeah.
and then just see if I could match things up with that.
Yeah. I
So
definitely got several of them because I'm also a horror person, so
yeah,
but yeah, some of them are really tough, really hard.
okay,
I think, honestly, that this is one of the best point and clicks I've ever played. Yes, it has
yeah,
problems, it has slow parts, it has frustrating puzzles like every other adventure game, but I feel the way you feel about Toonstruck is the way I feel about Callahan's. It's up there, and it is so funny and so clever and so cozy, and I hope one day that it's more accessible, to play.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I loved it, and I'm really excited to play the final bit of it. Literally, I have like a half hour left. I think,
If
like it,
even that, honestly,
yeah.
it concludes pretty quickly.
But I really loved it. I'm really glad that you locked me in that room, forced me to play this
You're
game.
welcome.
It was really, really enjoyable, a super funny game. The biggest problem with Callahan's Crosstime Saloon is you really can't play it right now.
Yeah.
It is not commercially available anywhere. It is not playable on Scum VM because none of the Legend. So it was made by Legend Entertainment
Yeah.
in 1997, and none of the Legend Entertainment, the Legend Entertainment had its own engine, its own proprietary engine, and it is apparently incredibly complicated, and very few people have had trouble recreating it. So it's not you can't play it on Scum VM if you own the game, um, which again you can't buy it anywhere. So you either have to own it or ... and you need to play it on DOSBox or an old PC.
Yes.
Those are the
Yeah.
only options: a virtual
Yeah.
PC or an old PC.
Yeah. Yeah. It's tough. This is one of the only instances where I'm like, yeah, just download it. Just pirate it because you can't otherwise you cannot play it.
Yeah.
There is not a way. It's not available.
And
So,
it's not on archive.org. Like it isn't any of the places
wow.
that you would normally go to play. At least I couldn't find it on archive.org. Any of the places you would normally go to play classic games. It's not on GOG. It's not on Steam. It's not
Right.
on ScumVM. It's not on. I'm repeating myself, but that's really frustrating as people who like kind of classic games and talk about classic retro games on the show all the time. the concept of game preservation is really important to us, and that
Yeah.
this game was just allowed to float off into space and
Yeah.
die is a real shame. I mean, even the space bar got a modern
Yeah, that's
like
accessible. You can play that one.
yeah, got re-released in a way that you can play on modern PCs. Like it's criminal that this game is unplayable right now.
Yeah, I agree. I can't believe it's been I mean, I did my review several years ago now, and it's still not of it. I
Yeah.
just can't believe that. That's wild.
It's wild. Speaking of unplayable, we have to address the spider. The spider?
The spider in the room.
The spider in the room. I was looking at the wiki and I saw Spider Robinson's name and I just said spider instead of elephant.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't even think of the fucking name. We have to address the spider in the room, Roses.
Okay.
We could not play the Naked Gun I.C.U.P.
We could not play it.
It legitimately is not available. It is an Android game that has been taken off the Android marketplace and required server connectivity.
Yeah.
Even though it was just a point and click. There's no reason you need to be online for it, but it requires it. So even if you download like a APK, there's no server to connect to. So you can't play it.
Right.
It's unplayable. Sorry.
Sorry, everyone. Sorry, guys.
Not that we would have played it, because Roses was too busy smashing her face on
I
curbs for
was
fun.
too busy dumping a scooter on Lakeshore Drive.
And I was busy playing
idiot.
Silksong.
So we just wanted to update you guys.
Yeah, we won't be playing. It was a real bummer to find that out, but we won't be playing the Naked Gun I.C.U.P. unless
saying that. Stop it.
What? Stop saying what? I.C.U.P.
Yes.
I'm just spelling the word I.C.U.P.
Jesus, I.C.U.P.
You know that word. Do you ever, when people said that as a kid, where they're like, spell I.C.U.P?
Oh yeah.
And it's like, why? That's not a word.
I know. Kids are fucking stupid.
Why am I gonna do that? Why would I do that? You're trying to get me to say something yucky because that's not a word, and if it was, you would know how to spell it. Kids are stupid.
Kids are dumb.
So, in conclusion, kids are stupid. And what do we want to tell people before we go, Roses?
I would really love to say something because it's important to me and because I feel it in my little goth heart.
We got to do the goodbyes first.
No, I want to say it. Fine, I'll do the goodbye. Even though you're walking all over me.
I knew what you were gearing up to, and we got to do it.
I was so ready for it. It's in my little heart. Okay,
you jumped the friggin' gun here.
I'm sorry I didn't say goodbye. I'm sorry everyone, but if you'd like to reach out to us, please email us at mattandroses@gmail.com, or if you want to talk to us, or just me, because I'm on Instagram all the time, follow our page at I almost said mine. I almost said my own Instagram.
Follow PushingUpRoses on Instagram. Do it.
Follow me, but also follow Save Your Game Podcast on Instagram, where we post updates. We post when we actually put up the podcast.
Yes.
And yeah, Matt, do you have any closing thoughts?
Rate and review. Email us at mattandroses@gmail.com. Again, I don't know unless another plan falls through and we need a filler, we probably won't be doing a Q&A for a while, but you can still send us questions and comments, and hey, send us some compliments. We love those.
We love praise.
We've gotten a lot of emails recently of new listeners who found the show, and and hey, we really appreciate hearing that. So thank you so much for emailing in. And someone sent us that a Target in Minnesota has Sobe.
Send it to me. Remember I said I'd pay for shipping? I'm going to do it. We're doing it.
All right. There's only one other thing that I want to say. I'm stealing it from you.
Go on.
it's now I feel bad, but I do.
No, just do it. It's too late.
No,
You have to.
I thought it was gonna be silly and fun. Instead, now I feel bad. But podcast is art.
Well, I agree with you.
Thank you. Bye.
Because
oh, you had more to say? Oh, sorry. Okay.
I was just gonna say artists suffer, which you've just proven.